This pasta only has 3 simple ingredients, and I think I still screwed it up. So I recently saw a video of Giovanni Siracusa. He's a great cook over on YouTube. Sorry if I butchered your last name. But he makes a pasta using 3 very simple ingredients. He used a guanciale, I'm going to use bacon, some mascarpone, and then cheese. And basically makes a creamless pasta. I also love this pasta shape here. But we're just going to chop this bacon up into very small pieces, kind of like you would with a guanciale or pancetta. And then we're going to cook that down. But he called this a creamless pasta. In my opinion, mascarpone is basically just very thick liquid cream, so I don't know if it's creamless. You may disagree with me also, but we're going to throw some butter into that hex-clad pan. You saw me review recently. Still really loving it. I'm also going to add with a little bit of this Graza olive oil. I have a discount code for it. I'm giving it a try. Everyone seems to be raving about it. I like it so far, but I'll let you guys know in the long term what I think of the product. And then we're going to throw that bacon in nice and cold. That way it starts to cook and render out that fat real nicely. And throw in 1 whole clove of garlic as this does its thing. And then I'm just going to help break this bacon apart, but it will naturally do that over the next few minutes. Here we are about 2 or 3 minutes later. You can see it all broke apart nicely. It's starting to render out that fat. And we're looking for just a very nice crisp when you start to see it get really foamy and bubbly, just like that. So at that point, I'm going to grab about half of this bacon and take it out, put it to the side. We'll use that as garnish at the end, and then we'll leave about half in the pan to start assembling this sauce. I turned the heat at this point down quite low, so that way when I add the mascarpone, it doesn't immediately break, but spoiler, it kind of does. I'm going to use about half this container of mascarpone slowly over the course of the rest of this video. I won't show you every addition, but that's how much I wound up using. I think it was around 6 ounces of it. You can see right away it kind of separates. I don't know why. In the video Giovanni made, he made it as a short, so he didn't really show the immediate process after you add this in. Maybe that's why. Maybe it didn't look great, but I'm going to try to do what I can here to help it. I'm going to add a little bit of that pasta water in. I'm also going to add some cheese right into the sauce. It's going to slowly come together, but right now I really thought, man, I screwed this up. It does not look good. It looks just kind of like a weird buttery mix. I don't know if it's that bacon fat not really doing its thing, but as you can see, that pasta water helped. It really started to come into its own at this point. I'm still a little worried about it, but I let it come up to a simmer. I'm going to add a little bit of white pepper and some red chili flake. The cheese is going to salt this up a bit, so just don't go too heavy on the salt, but you can add a little if you'd like. The sauce is definitely looking a little better, but when you leave it sitting for a minute or two, you can see it is still a little bit separated. I'm going to add a little bit of Parm in. Any other cheese you want to add in, that's totally fine. As well, if you want to use Pecorino, totally great. I'm not as worried. It's definitely a little separated, but I think we could bring this all together. So I strained out the pasta, which I've been cooking on the side. I wasn't going to bore you with showing you how to cook pasta. And now I'm just going to add that sauce right into my pan. I think it's going to be a little easier to do this in the saucier than in the Hexclad with, I made way too much pasta, so that's kind of why. So I added all that back into this pan. I'm going to add a little cheese, a little bit of pasta water. I'm going to mix this all together. And honestly, it kind of starts to come together. I really have some reservations about this dish in general, but let's plate this up, see what it tastes like. As I poured it out of the saucier, I was actually kind of shocked that it really kind of held its form. I guess it was the mix of the cheese and the starchy pasta water. Always does its thing, but I really thought it was going to look very broken and separated. Topped it with a little bit of those leftover crispy bacon bits, some cheese, some basil, and then I'm going to pour a little nice extra virgin olive oil over the top. Let's dive in, give this a taste. Honestly, it doesn't taste bad. That is kind of shocking to me because it doesn't look good. And trust me, I know this video did not work out the way I wanted to. It tastes like a very light Alfredo. It's not terrible. I probably butchered it. Give it a try. Tell me what you would do differently.